Hello, and welcome to the tutorial video for Manage Albums. Now, Manage Albums is pretty simple because all an album is here is a picture. It's just a work of art. It's the front cover of your album. So that's all you do here. When you get to Manage Tracks, then you load the tracks on the albums. But for now, we have to put our albums on the site before we can put tracks on our albums. It works in that order. Load album first, track second. So that makes sense. So to load an album, it's very simple. All you do is go up and you click on Add, put in the album name. We'll call Fangs to the Face there. Number of tracks. Pick a number of tracks. Year album was recorded. We'll say 2023. You can put any year you want in there. An album price. Now, the price of an album on IMM, minimum price is $10. See, it says minimum $10. This is a hard and fast rule on IMM. If you load an album and try to sell it for less than $10, your site will get deactivated, at which time you'll have to fix it before it can get reactivated. It won't be deleted, but it'll be deactivated. Our AI bots will find that in a second. So don't do it. Every album's worth at least $10. One of the problems in the music industry is the undercutting of music. People selling albums for $7.99, whereas an Equal Blues album, they're selling for $15. Well, people don't buy music, and you fans and us artists, we don't buy music because we don't like it, because it's cheap. We buy it because we love it, because we like the album. That's why we buy it. It doesn't matter if it's $7.99 or $15. We're still going to buy the album if we like it, because there's no better buy in the world than music. Because you've got it for life. For the rest of your life, you've got that album to listen to. So the albums must be at least $10. EPs are exempt, okay, or free. If you give your album away for free, that's exempt. But anything in between that, with less than an EP is 6 or less songs on an album. So we recommend that you price your album 10% to 33% less than the total price of the tracks. You want to make the album a deal. You want to be able to get a few free tracks by buying the album. If you made your album the same price as the combined tracks, there's no point in buying the album. You might as well just cherry pick the tracks. So you want to make it advantageous for the customer to buy that album to get some extra songs for free. Make it worth their while, so to speak. So that's our pricing. Remember, not less than $10. Now, we go to album genre. You pick the genre of the album. We'll say this one's rock, You go to album subgenre, whatever kind of, we'll call it hard rock. And then you come down here, adult content, yes or no. If you select yes for adult content, that just means that underage members, under the age of 16 on this site, that's our age variant, will not be able to see that album. When they're on the site, the album just won't appear. So they'll come to your site, they'll see everything but that album. So and make sure you do it. If it's got adult content, if it's rude, it's not fit for children, you make sure, because that is another thing our AI bots will find if you don't do that. Now, it won't know, but if we get a complaint, then you could be deactivated, at which time, if you're deactivated, you won't be making any money. You don't want that. So stick to the rules. This is our site, remember. This site belongs to us. It belongs to us. It belongs to the fans and the artists on the site. So we don't want to be messing with it. And other members will see it. And each member is a police officer on the site. You see something wrong with another person's website, you send them a comment, you tell them, hey, listen, you shouldn't be doing that. If you don't fix that, we're going to have to report you. But you never be rude, and you never be critical. You say it nice, okay? So we all police it. Now, coming down to browse, you click on browse, and then you find your album. That'll take you to your computer, or you can go to pictures. We'll go to profile art, because those are all square. We can pick on motorized. There, we got lots of pictures to pick from on the computer. So we'll just double click on a picture. There it is. And then you submit it. Submit. Oh, we missed something. Oh, we forgot to price our album. Okay, we go to $15 and we go submit. And there we go. There's the album right there. See, it just appeared up there. We don't have any tracks on it yet, because if you go to the eyeball, you can see there's no tracks. The eyeballs on the right let you view the tracks on the album. See, if we go to this one, which has tracks, has one track. I've preloaded a track for this here example. Okay, so that's how you put your albums up. There's all your album information. That's how you load an album. And over to the right, you'll see these bonus buttons. Now, the bonus buttons are really cool. This is how you really make your money off your albums. The bonus button, whichever, you can only pick one. See, if I pick one, I can't pick another. So I'll pick one. There. If I go to pick another one, say okay, then it switches. Now, the reason for picking these bonus buttons is it means that when somebody signs up with you, they'll get that album for free. It'll automatically go into their music file. And you may be saying, why do I want to give my album away? To get people to sign up with you. And don't forget, if you give that album away, you're still getting the commission for somebody signing up with you. But you're also getting commissions from everybody they sign up. So you're literally making hundreds of dollars off an album, and it's paying you every year because you get paid on renewal commissions. And if you want to learn more about those, you can check out Referral Code or Make Money or memberships and that. But you get commissions from everybody because everybody you sign up works for you. You get people to sign up for you. Everybody they sign up, you get paid again. So by getting people to sign up with you, you're on stage, you tell the audience, the new music site, it gives back a 10% automatic 10% off for joining, 15 free tracks from 15 different artists for joining. Plus, tonight, when you join up with us, you'll get our brand new album free, and we're going to play it for you tonight. And so you've incentivized the audience in order to sign up with you because they'll get tonight's album for free. They won't have to pay for it over there at the table. But you may not be selling the album for $20 at the table, but the one you sell at the table doesn't make you any money. You sell $20 and it goes out the door and it'll never pay you again. If you get them to sign up and take the album, then it pays you over and over and over again, literally hundreds of dollars off of a giveaway album. So another way we get money into the artist's pocket. Now over here on the right, you have an edit button, the delete button, and the view tracks on the album button. So those are kind of cool. So and again, up here, if you've forgotten anything, you can just click on the read instruction button and everything's there in writing for you. So that's my manage albums. Now we want to move on to manage tracks. We're doing both manage albums and manage tracks at the same time because they work together. So we'll go over to manage tracks, click on manage tracks. Now we want to load our tracks onto the album. Now that's quite simple. You go up to the add button in the top left corner, add the track name. So you add a track name. You can add now you pick the album that you want the track to go on. Now remember, load your albums in the order in which they appear load your tracks in the order in which they appear on the album. I got that backwards. Because that's how they format on the site. So you want to make sure you do them in the right order. Then your minimum price for each song is 50 cents a minute is IMM's minimum price. Too long is music being sold for $1 a song. You got a 4 or 5 minute song, you're getting $1 for it. That's a ripoff. Us fans, we're not here to rip off the artists. We're here to pay them their due. And 50 cents a minute is still pretty darn cheap for an album or for a track. It's way too cheap if you ask me, but that's the minimum we've set. You can charge more if you want, but not less. The AI bots will find you if you price a song under 50 cents a minute, that'll light you up like a candle. Though the AI bots will find you and deactivate your account. So just don't do it. Now, that just takes up to 5 minutes. A 5-minute song would be $2.50. After that, you can price your songs whatever you want to price them at, but just not lower than $2.50. Now, we highly recommend on the 30-second mark that you up the price by 25 cents. So a 3-minute song would be $1.50. If the song's 3 minutes and 35 seconds, we recommend you set it at $1.75. But it's up to you what you do, whether you do that or not. But you must stick to the 50 cents per minute. And all of us fans, we know that is super cheap for music. Because when you buy a track, you've got it for life. That is so cheap for music, and it's a fair price for the artist. All these music sites selling music cheap, they don't care because the artists aren't getting paid. They just want volume. Here, the artists and the fans own this site. We work together. We live in the same house. We shop in the same kitchen. We pay no transaction or handling fees. We buy directly from each other. There is no middleman on this site. So 100% of your money is going to the artist. And then also take into consideration that we're paying you referral commissions. Once you buy a membership on IMM, you'll never have to pay for music again. All you do is send your commission out over your social media. You get enough signups. You get 3 to 5 signups. Your membership's paid. Your music's paid for because you're getting paid for everybody that signs up with them as well. So we're giving you the money to buy music with. So what do you care if it's a little bit more expensive? And it's better for the artists. It's better for the fans because they get 100%. And you got the knowledge and the satisfaction of knowing that every penny you spend goes directly to the artist. There is no middleman here. Us fans and us artists are on this site. This is ours. This belongs to us. No labels own it. No big corporations own it. We may be Independent Music Mall Incorporated, but that incorporation is us. Us, the fans. And we're taking 20% on sign-up and 10% on renewals right off the top. That's not our profits. That's the gross revenue of the site you're getting off the top. There's only about 25 to 30% profits after you figure out the running of the site and the working of the site, and you guys are getting half of it. So we're splitting this site with you, and this is the way to go. And this is the way how we put money in the pockets of the artists. Now, after we've set our price, move down to select our genre. So once you select a genre, then the subgenre will pop up. Right now, there is no subgenre, so I'll show you how that works. We'll go to rock genres. Give it a second. Now we go there, and there's all the rock genres. Whatever genre you pick, the subgenres will pop up afterwards. Now, adult content, again, if you select yes, then underage members won't see this track. Also, too, what will happen if you select yes, a red dot with an A beside it will pop up beside the track on your site, designating that it's adult content. These are so, and same with the B, your best work, when you select that bonus button. So that around blue B will pop up. So people, when they come to your site, they'll know what to listen to first, your best work, what you think is your best. Then you just set the music file. You just click on browse. It'll take you to we'll go to music, go to IMM bands. We got some music, okay, Kings, and then you just double click on a track. Okay, we're gonna load one up just for fun. And you select okay. Now it says down there, give the track a minute to upload. See spinning circle. Okay, now as soon as you submit. So we've loaded the track, there's the track loaded. So when I click on submit, watch this up on top here, your browser window. As soon as I click submit, oh, it wants me to, we didn't enter a name. We'll call it Drowning. We'll call it Fast Cars, and we'll set a price at $2, and we'll pick a genre. I thought I could just load a track. Pick a genre, it doesn't matter what we pick. Everything else there, the song's there, now we submit it. See? Now the little circle starts turning around up here at the top on your browser tab. So you just wait for that circle to stop spinning around. And there, music files added successfully. And we added it to Fast Cars, did we not? Yes. So if we went to, where are we? Go back to Manage Albums. Go to Fast Cars and take a pick at what's on there. We've loaded the same song twice. Now, you don't want to do that. That's never load the same song twice, because the site will, when it goes into the archives, it'll delete it. So don't do that. We're going to go back to Manage Tracks. I accidentally did that. We don't want to lose, so I'm going to delete that track. Delete it. When you delete a track off the site, it deletes off the site, unless that track has already sold one copy. If it has, then it'll go to our archives. And you can still delete it off your page, but it'll be there for members that have already bought it, so they got to be able to download it. So once somebody's bought something, the track always stays on the site. So you definitely want to do that. Now, up in the top here, you got click to buy an extra 300 minutes. Now, this member has already bought 300 minutes. Every site comes with 300 minutes of music. So your membership buys you 300 minutes of music. That's about 6.5 albums, okay, worth of music. So If you want to buy another 300 minutes, you click on that button and buy another 300 minutes. See, it's $40. 40 bucks for an extra 300 minutes per year. So this member's already bought once. Now, if I was to buy again, it would go to 900 minutes of total music, and then the button would disappear, because the maximum you can buy on this site is 900 minutes, and that's about 20 albums worth of music. Well, we feel that that's plenty, so we're just going to leave it at 900 minutes for now. If we find we've got to go larger than that, we'll add it. But for now, you get 300, you can buy an extra 300, and it's $40 extra. So your membership would go from $60 a year to $100 a year for a 600-minute membership. So that's the one time your membership can go up. The other times your membership goes up is if you're doing a lot of referral business. If you do more than $5,000 worth of referral business, it goes up. It's $100 a year if you're more than $5,000. If you're more than $10,000 a year, you're making in referral commissions. We do not count the music you sell. That is your business, or any donations or any deposits. That is all your money. That has nothing to do. We don't measure that. What we do is measure the commission money. So if you're making more than $5,000 in commission, you can make $100,000 in music and still pay $60 a year on the site. But if you're getting commission money, then your membership goes up, so you kick back to the membership. And that's just part of being a member. That's how we all help each other. And it only goes up to $500. If you're making more than $25,000, your membership will be $500. But after that, you could make $100,000, and it won't go up any higher than the $500. So you'll see that in if you go onto our YouTube video and check out Make Money, and you'll read a lot more about it there. Just thought I'd mention it here. So that's 600. Remember, 300 minutes for a basic membership, and then you can buy an extra 300 twice. Okay, now over here is your bonus buttons for tracks. Now, in your albums, a bonus button means that the album goes for free for anybody that signs you up. It goes into their music file for free. Now, on tracks, the bonus button means that it'll put a blue dot beside the track saying that's your best work. Also, too, it allows the computer to choose that song to give away. Because when somebody joins, we give away 15 free tracks from 15 different artists. So the computer randomly picks those 15 free tracks. The bonus button just tells them which tracks you want the computer to take and give away. And they don't give it away every time somebody joins. It's just random. Every once in a while, the computer will grab a song from you and send it out. And the reason for that is when people get music, their 15 free tracks in their music file, they're going to listen to them, and they hear something they like, they're going to go to that band and buy more music. It's called fishing for fans. So that's what the bonus button's for. So that's really cool, and we highly recommend you use the bonus buttons, because that's what'll bring you in members. So, and that's what you're all about. Over to the right, we have an edit and a delete right there. And again, we have the read instructions up here. Now, or sort by album, you can sort by album, batter up, fast cars, or a solo track. So solo tracks, when you're putting adding tracks, let's go over to add tracks. It says right here, for solo tracks, do not add an album. So don't select an album, and it'll go to solo tracks. So we'll view profile. I think we have a solo track in here. Solo track. Yep, there's one solo track, and it's designated as adult content. So there's a solo track. Just don't add an album, and your songs will automatically go into solo tracks. As simple as that. This is Ostrich Head and the Singing Birds. These are just pictures out of our gallery that we use just for the test. Now we go back to dashboard. We go back to manage tracks, and there's the album our track is on. There's the name of our track, the price, the date it was loaded, whether it's active or inactive, and whether you select a bonus and that. So, oh, and here on the left is the play bar. Now, this is the only place on the site you can listen to a whole track all at once. These are your tracks. This is in your admin, so you can press that button and it'll play the whole track for you to make sure the track loaded correctly. You can check the track and make sure. Here, this little dots, you can go, that's just your playback speed, right? Click on playback speed, and then you can choose which speed you want to play it back on, if you want to listen to slow or fast. And there's that little black button that starts it playing. Just click on it. Now that'll play the whole track if you want to listen to the whole track. Now, if you go onto the site, onto the profile, we'll go to the profile, and we'll go to albums. Doesn't matter, view tracks. Oh, no tracks on that album. I forgot I didn't load any tracks on that album. Let's just go back to profile and we'll pick a different album. That's just that quick album I threw on there. View tracks, Fast Cars. See, this one's adult content. That one's what they consider to be their best work. It could have A and B together or just single, doesn't matter. So on here, when you click on this, okay, when you start playing that, that will play for 29 seconds. And then it'll stop. And you can hit it again, play it for another 29 seconds, but then it'll stop. Hit it again, play it for 29 seconds, it'll stop. So you can still listen to the whole track, but only in 29-second instruments or 30-second increments. That's all you can do. So that's so you're not using the site to listen to music. It's you don't want to listen to music that way anyway. But we can't have people streaming music on the site like that. It would cost too much bandwidth, and that would increase the cost to each member. So we don't want to do that. So that's the reason that works that way. So if we go back to my dashboard, back to manage tracks, there we go. That's about it for manage tracks and manage albums. I hope it was informative, and thank you for listening, and thank you for joining IMM. Look forward to talking to you on the next video tutorial. We have lots here, so you can check them all out. Thank you again. Bye-bye.